Hello, my name is Reagan Eggers. I am doing yoga teacher training, so I wanted to teach a practice session, karma class for that cause. So we'll just have a nice simple class today. I always practice with 2 blocks, just in case you need them. There's no harm in having them by your mat, and a glass of water or whatever it is that keeps you hydrated. We will start today in child's pose. So please make it to your mat. I'm going to start our music here. Awesome. All right, so on your mat, you'll bring your big toes together to touch. Let your knees fall out wide, and then start to reach your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Let your forehead rest on the mat. If you need a little extra support, you can always bring a block and rest your forehead on the block. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. If it feels better or more supportive, you can pull your thighs a little closer together to support your belly. You can have your thighs a little wider if you need a little stretch for your low back. With every class, we start with breath. So let your belly expand. With your inhale, let your chest expand. Maybe the crown of your head moves a little closer towards your hands. As you fill all the way up. And as you exhale, let the crown of your head fall a little closer to your shoulders. Your ribs sink in, and your belly hugs to your spine. So full belly breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. And just take a moment to become centered on your space. Let go of anything you have to do for the rest of the day and just be present for the next hour. I wanted to teach a very simple class today because oftentimes our lives are busy and full. We're asked to multitask. We're asked to do so many things. And I often wonder if we could do them better if we just took it one step at a time, one breath at a time. Keeping things simple, which sometimes is a little bit harder than actually doing many, many things at a time. Keep breathing. You got it. Maybe in your child's pose, you reach your fingers a little bit closer towards the front of your space. Stretch out the back of your spine. Nice, you guys. We'll take 2 more big breaths here. Reaching forward. On your next inhale, we're going to reach our fingers so that our hands become like tents. So you kind of can crawl your fingers forward and breathe. If your shoulders have shrugged up towards your ears, you can let them press down your back a little bit. Take 1 more big breath here, and as you inhale, we're going to place our hands back down on the mat, come up to all fours, hands and knees. Nice. So your wrists are right under your shoulders, your knees are stacked right under your hips. We'll take a big breath in, press the mat away. And as you exhale, we'll find cat pose, so you round your spine towards the ceiling, hug your chin into your chest. And as you exhale, we're going to drop our belly, lift our chest, and look up. So really just oscillating every little piece of your spine. As you exhale, you find cat pose. As you inhale, you find cow. Just waking up your spine this morning or this evening, whenever you seem to be watching this class. And you move in a way that feels good. Use your breath to guide you. If it makes more sense for you to take big circles with your belly, do so. If it makes more sense for you to roll your hips down towards your knees and come around, do that. There's no right way to move, especially when you're warming up. I just want you to feel good. I want you to feel alive. So keep it simple or add on. After your next inhale or exhale, wherever you are, we'll find neutral tabletop. So again, wrists stacked right under your shoulders, knees under your hips, lengthen the crown of your head to the front of your space. And press your mat away with your hands and the tops of your shins. Take a big breath here. As you exhale, we're going to tuck our toes, lift your knees just an inch or 2 off the mat and hover. So starting to engage the front side of our body, our core. Breathe. So it feels good. If you have your balance, maybe you close your eyes, soften your gaze, shift your gaze internally. So you go inside. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, we're going to shift our hips up and back to downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of class, feel free to pedal out your dog, bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Really press the mat away with your hands. Oftentimes what I find is students want to press their heels down to the mat, and that rounds the back of their back. So what we want to do is keep a slight bend in your knees if that suits you. So your back is really straight. We're prioritizing a long straight spine over straight legs. Breathe in here and breathe out. As you inhale, we're going to come to our toes one more time, and as you exhale, tippy toe your feet to the top of your mat. Lots of baby steps get you to a forward fold. And I'll face you for just a moment. For forward fold, we want our feet about hips width distance apart, so you can measure that with 2 fists. Again, slight bend in your knees is always nice. It can release your low back. And so we'll let our head hang heavy for ragdoll. You can interlace your hands at your elbow creases and rock side to side. Let your head be heavy. The back of your neck is long. As you inhale, we're going to drop our hands back down to the mat. Interlace your hands behind your low back. Press your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Keep your palms together if you can, and then start to lift your knuckles towards the front of your space. Just releasing your shoulders a bit. If it feels good, you can continue to sway. And then we'll slowly lower our hands down to the mat. On your next inhale, we'll take a halfway lift. So for halfway lift, you can place your hands on blocks, your shins. I like to place them on the top of my thigh, roll my shoulder blades back, and use that as traction to lengthen my spine. Inhale here. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, halfway lift. One more time, place your hands at your favorite spot. For me, it's my thighs. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to heel toe our big toes together to touch, a little space in between your heels. If you're pregnant or if you have a back injury, we'll keep our feet about hips width distance apart. As you inhale, we're going to roll up to a standing position, one vertebrae at a time. Let your head come up last. Nice. Inhale, roll. Hug your shoulders into your ears and then press them back down your back. One more time, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. So you're standing up now. Maybe you lift and spread your toes, press them back down into the mat so your feet are really active and grounded. And then we'll work our way up. Make sure your legs are strong. So maybe you flex your quads, slight bend in your knees, keep your kneecaps up and lifted. Feel your belly. Inhaling and exhaling, strong. And then reach your fingertips down towards the mat. Just a simple mountain pose. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen through the crown of your head. So you are active from your toes to the crown of your head. Beautiful. You can close your eyes and breathe here for just a moment. Notice the gentle sway in your body. Grateful that our bodies are dynamic, ever-changing, always growing and moving, even when we feel stable and strong. Nice. On your next inhale, we'll slowly raise our arms up and overhead for standing mountain. Pinkies towards the front of the room, thumbs towards the back of the room. Again, you just want to lower your shoulders out of your ears. So take a big inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to bring our palms together to touch. Bring those palms to heart center. One more time, just like that, a little faster. We'll reach our hands down, up to standing mountain. Palms touch at the top. Gather that energy, bring it down to your heart. Take one big breath in. One big breath out. This is a great time to set an intention for class. You can use my intention, keep it simple if you like, if you're searching for something to practice on. Otherwise, feel free to set an intention on what makes your heart spark. Nice. Inhale and exhale, let that go. So we inhale, we'll start our Sun A or Surya Namaskar A salutations. Inhale, reach your arms up, down, around, find that mountain pose. As you exhale, we'll fold forward with a straight back. So keep your spine straight as you go all the way to the bottom. As you inhale, we'll find that halfway lift, nice. As you exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift one more time. Exhale, we'll plant those hands about shoulder width apart. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Breathe here. So take a moment to set up a really strong plank. So you don't want your hips to be sinking. You don't want your hips to be above your shoulders. You're trying to get one straight line from your heels to the crown of your head. Hug in your low belly. We'll take one more minute here. If you'd like to come down to your knees, please feel free to. I'm going to do a demonstration. If you want to stay in plank, please feel free to plank. So for our sun salutations, we'll find ourselves in plank throughout class. If this feels like a lot to you, you can always come down to your knees. That's a great option. Otherwise, we're going to shift our weight forward so our shoulders are over our wrists. Bend your elbows just 90 degrees. So we don't want to be lower than 90 degrees. As you inhale, we're going to lift our heart, flip over the tops of your toes. My legs are engaged off of the mat, so strong legs here. And as you exhale, we're going to shift back to downward facing dog. Also, always an option, starting from the beginning again. Starting in plank, you can lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, lift your heart for cobra pose. As you lower, we'll retuck our toes. You can press yourself up through plank or press yourself up through tabletop and shift your hips up and back. So those are your options. Those of you who are still in plank, awesome. Choose what works best for you. You might start in one place and end up in another, but definitely just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, you're getting what you need out of class, and you're leaving rejuvenated and refreshed. So maybe that's a little bit more of a simple movement for you today. Maybe it's complex. Really want to think about what you need to feel good. All right, so we'll start back in that plank position. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. Inhale, you shift forward. Exhale, find your chaturanga. Elbows bend 90 degrees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift those hips up and back. Take a moment to breathe here. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your throat. Mouth is closed. Inhale, come up to your toes. As you exhale, you step forward to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, strong flat back. Exhale, you fold forward. Inhale for mountain pose, arms reach up and overhead. And as you exhale, you fold right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice work, you guys. Exhale, plant your hands. We're going to step back to that strong plank. Knees up or knees down, up to you. As you exhale, we'll find our chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, come to your toes, look forward, step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, and you fold. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, you fold forward. Use your breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to high plank. Inhale, you shift forward. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So it's very simple, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you reach up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center as you fold forward. Halfway lift, lengthen that spine. Exhale, plant your hands, you step back to high plank. Lower down through your version of chaturanga or cobra, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, nice. Take a moment to breathe here. Reconnect to your hands and your feet on the mat. Reconnect to your breath. If it feels good, if you have your balance, you close your eyes. You soften your gaze. I encourage you to think about what could you simplify in your life? What do you like as is? I'm a new mom, which is fun. My baby is 5 months old today. And my life has become incredibly simple. I take care of baby. It's slow, it's sweet, and it's very hard for me to slow down at times. So as we stay in this downward dog, consider like, what could you benefit from slowing down? Taking one activity at a time. Not trying to take on the whole world. Nice, you guys. And as we stand here in downward facing dog, remember, downward facing dog is meant to be a resting pose, a restorative pose. So it is hard, it is simple, but it takes a lot of energy out of your shoulders, out of your back, out of your legs, your belly, your breath. Stay with it. You got it. Nice. And take one more big breath here. And we'll come up to our heels one more time, bend your knees. And then tiptoe your feet to the top of your mat. You're in a forward fold. Your feet are hips width distance apart. Let your head dangle. For just a moment, sway side to side. Let yourself feel good. Nice. We're gonna heel toe those big toes together to touch. Slight space between your heels. Again, if it feels better, you can keep your feet hip width distance apart. Totally up to you. We're gonna bend our knees, sit your belly onto your legs. That's how I like to get into Utkatasana or chair pose. From here, reach your hands forward, and then we're slowly gonna lift our chest. So your belly is now off of your thighs. What we wanna try to do, it's very, very difficult, but definitely give it a try. Get your knees over your ankles. See if you can have your thighs parallel to the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice, big inhale here. As you exhale, we're gonna straighten those legs, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, find your plank position. Shift forward for chaturanga. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips for downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Inhale, this time we're gonna lift our right leg high. In this three-legged dog position, see if you can square your hips to the mat. Keep your shoulders square as well. Oftentimes we wanna twist open one way or the other. Flex your toes down towards the mat. Breathe in. As you exhale, we're gonna hug our knee to our chest. Slowly, gracefully step to the top of your mat. So you're in a low lunge position. I always tip my fingertips. I need a little extra space. If it feels good, you can have your hands on the mat. Your back leg is really straight and strong. What we're gonna do is shift our back heel down so that our foot is at a 45-degree angle, preparing for warrior one. As you inhale, you reach both arms up and overhead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just breathe here. See if you can have your knee over your ankle. Your front thigh is parallel to the earth, if possible. We're gonna press into the pinky edge side of your back foot. And then if you can, square your hips to the front of your space. Reach both arms up. So your toes are engaged, your fingers are engaged, your core is engaged. From the top to the bottom of your body, you are on fire. Breathing. One position, lots of engagement. We'll take it one at a time. As you inhale, we're gonna place those hands around your front foot, step back to your high plank position, lower down through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Right away, we're gonna lift our left leg high. Breathe in. Exhale, hug your knee into your chest. Gracefully step that foot between your hands. Set up here, get your legs really strong. Then we're gonna rotate our right heel down towards the ground so your foot is at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, reach up for warrior one. Take a moment to breathe. Settle in. If you have your balance, again, I always invite you to close your eyes. Soften your gaze. Scan your body from your toes to your fingertips. Can you make subtle changes? Can you simplify a thought? Not making it overcomplicated, but just be present with it. Inhale. And as you exhale, where hands will frame your front foot, step that left foot to the back of your mat, lower down through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. We're gonna go through that one more time. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward, step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find some length. Exhale, you fold forward. Chair pose, sit your hips back. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Sit your weight into your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, you step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, hug your knee into your chest, step forward. Low lunge. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. Find your high plank position. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys, come down to your knees. Sit your hips on your heels, reach your fingers forward to the front of the room. We're gonna find that child's pose position. Same position we found at the beginning of class. Take a moment to breathe. Reconnect. You can hear your own breath moving in and out of your body. It's a very simple thing to do, to just pause and breathe, but it's incredibly powerful. We'll take a moment to breathe here. Before getting water, before fixing your hair or your costume or whatever, just be, just let it be. We'll take one more big breath in child's pose and we'll move on. As you inhale, we're gonna come to that all fours position again. As you exhale, we're gonna round our spine up towards the ceiling, just feeling that cat and cow motion again. Exhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. And then press the mat away. Hug your belly to your spine, curl your chin to your chest. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Nice, you guys. Just noticing the mobility you created in your spine, just by moving and breathing for a few minutes together. Take 2 more big breaths. And we'll find a neutral tabletop position. We're gonna tuck our toes, lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, inhale, lift that right leg high. Exhale, step that foot between your hands right away. We're gonna drop our back heel. Inhale for warrior one, reach those arms up, square your hips to the front of the mat. This time as we exhale, we're gonna open up to the side of the room for warrior two. Hold and breathe here. Take a moment to reach in equal and opposite directions. What we want to do is have this knee, again, right over your front ankle. If you can have your thigh parallel to the earth, that's great. You're going to press into the pinky edge side of your back foot and breathe. We'll look forward. Press the earth away. Let that pressing lift the crown of your head a little higher. On your next inhale, we'll reach our arm up and back for reverse warrior. And as you exhale, your hands will frame your front foot, come to the ball of your back foot, step back to your high plank position, lower down through chaturanga or the version that you've chosen. Inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. As you exhale, you step your foot between your hand, drop your back heel. Inhale for warrior one. We've been here before. Notice how it feels after warming up. As you exhale, we'll find warrior two towards the other side of your space. Again, we're going to lengthen in equal and opposite directions. Press the pinky edge side of your back foot down. Sometimes we have a tendency to lean forward or lean back. See if you can find your center. Nice. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. Step back to high plank. Lower down through your version of chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, you step that foot between your hands. Inhale for warrior one. Exhale for warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, big side stretch here. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. You step back, high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. So moving one breath to one movement. Inhale, lift that left leg high. Exhale, you step it through, low lunge. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. On your exhale, you find warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. You step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Just a very simple flow to get our heart moving, to get our breath moving. We'll do that again. One breath to one movement. Inhale, lift that right leg high. Exhale, you step it through, low lunge. Inhale for warrior one. As you exhale, you find warrior two. Big breath in, find your reverse warrior. As you exhale, hands frame your front foot. You step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga or cobra. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts right away. Exhale, you step it through, low lunge. Drop your back heel. Inhale for warrior one. As you breathe out, find warrior two. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Breathe out, hands frame your front foot, step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga, upward facing dog. Lift your hips for downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Let's go through that one more time. This time we'll start at the top. So you inhale, we're gonna lift our heels, bend your knees, look forward and step to the top of your space, forward fold. Nice, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold forward. As you inhale, reach both arms up and overhead, standing mountain. Strong from the toes, all the way to the crown of your head. As you exhale, hands come together. Bring those prayer hands down to your heart. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Nice. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach up, look up. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward, straight spine as you go. Inhale for halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, you fold forward. Plant those hands, step back to high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Beautiful movement, you guys. Inhale, lift that right leg high. Exhale, step forward. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands bring your front foot, step back, high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Last side here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot between your hands, low lunge. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe out, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands frame your front foot, step back to high plank. Lower down through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Take one big breath here. One big breath out. Again, we'll come down to our knees. Sit your hips onto your heels. Place both hands on your thighs. It can be palms down or palms up, whatever is calling to you today. Take a moment, close your eyes. Soften your gaze. Notice your breath. Nice. It takes so much energy for me to stop, to pause, to take it one step at a time, to be okay with simplicity. I would love to make that a part of my everyday practice. It's being simple. On your next breath, we'll slowly open our eyes. We're gonna shift our hips to one side, left or right, it doesn't matter, just to swing our legs around to the front of your space, front of the room. We're just gonna do a little bit of core. Core is so important to our practice, to our mobility and stability. So we're gonna place those feet about hip width distance apart, knees point up towards the ceiling. Reach your hands forward and slowly and surely we're gonna roll all the way down onto your back. Nice. If you feel a little scrunched up, you can move your hips down closer to your heels. Really simple, again, sticking with our theme here. We're just gonna do simple crunches. So your elbows are out wide, interlace your fingers behind the nape of your neck. Keep your elbows out wide. The goal here is to lift your heart closer to the ceiling. As you exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep going. If my pace is too fast or too slow for you, feel free to speed up or slow down. Oftentimes I find the slower I do something, the more engagement I feel, so maybe practice that today. See what that feels like. Nice job, you guys. Just engaging our core from our belly all the way up to your heart plate. Keep those elbows out wide, lifting up towards the ceiling instead of curling in towards your belly. We'll finish in 3. Just 2 more. And 1. Nice job, you guys. Keep your hands where they are. We're gonna lift our right foot so that it is, our shin is parallel to the ceiling. Lift your left foot so your shin is parallel to the ceiling. From here, we're gonna extend our arms up towards the ceiling. We're gonna reach our right hand back as we extend our left hand forward. Nice. And so we'll just walk back and forth like that. Rebend your knee, lift your hand back, extend your right leg, lift your left arm forward. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. Exhale, you switch sides. Inhale to center. Exhale, extend. Keep going just like that. Use your breath to guide you. Again, I can give suggestions around timing, around pace, around breath, but you are your own practitioner. You know what's best for your body, so do that here. If you need to go a little slower, if you need to go a little faster, if you need to bring your knees down to the ground, that's okay too. Just move your arms. Keep breathing. Nice. Take one more big breath in here. We'll even out our sides, finishing with your left arm lifted, your right leg extended. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big giant squeeze. Nice. You're gonna grab onto your shins or the back of your thighs. Rock and roll your way up to a seated position at the top of your mat. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, we're gonna place both hands down. Step your feet back to that high plank position. We're gonna lower all the way down to forearm plank. So your forearms are right under your shoulders. Again, in this plank position, we don't want our hips to be too low. We don't wanna pike up our hips, but we wanna have strong belly. Take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the mat. This time we'll bring our left ear onto the mat, hands down by your side, just for belly down Shavasana. If it feels good, you can close your eyes. Beautiful. Take one more breath. We're going to rotate our face to the other direction, so you're going to bring your right ear onto the mat, just to even out your neck. Just notice the rise and fall of your belly. And we'll come back to center. You're gonna bring your hands right under your shoulders. Your elbows point up towards the ceiling like little cricket wings. Nice, we'll strengthen our back here. Our back is definitely a part of our core, so we wanna take care of it as well. So bring your chin down to the mat. We're gonna zip our legs together like they were one unit. Press the tops of your toes into the earth. As you inhale, we're gonna peel our heart off of the mat. Roll your shoulder blades down your back, little to no weight in your hands here. So we really wanna just use our back muscles to engage and lift our chest. Nice. See if you can lift 1 inch higher. Yeah, that's right. As you exhale, you'll lower down. Nice. On our next round, we'll reach our hands towards the back of the room. We're going to press our hands so strongly towards the back of the room. Press your feet into the top of your mat that you start to peel your heart off of the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. You lift your heart. Notice your breath. And then slowly lower back down to the mat. This time we'll bring both hands right under our shoulders. We're going to press up to a tabletop position. Knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. So really strong here. Just a neutral tabletop. We're going to practice that dead bug from a different position. So dead bug again is when we lift our right hand, extend your left leg. Beautiful. And then bring both hands back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your left hand, extend your right leg. And then bring it back down to the ground. So we're just going to march from side to side. Inhale, you lengthen your right arm forward. Exhale, hand to the mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, you lower. Same movement, different position. Works your back and your transverse abdominis. Nice. Keep going. Slow and steady. If it feels better to move a little faster, again, please do so. Take care of your body. One more time each side. We'll finish with our left arm extended, right leg extended. And as you exhale, both hands find the mat. Beautiful. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. As you inhale, we're gonna lift that right leg high, step it up between your hands. Inhale for warrior one, you drop that back heel, lift your arms. And as you exhale, we'll find warrior two. I'm gonna switch to the other side so you can see. Beautiful. This time we'll find triangle pose. We're gonna straighten that front knee, reach towards the front of your space. You're gonna tuck your arms so your arms are at 12 and 6 o'clock. You can place your hand on a block. I love using a block in this position. Our goal here is to have our hips square to the long edge of your mat. Our goal here is also to stretch the inside of your thigh. If it feels good on your neck, you can look up towards your lifted hand. What you want to do is collapse our hips forward or open up too wide to overstretch. You just want to find one long line of energy. Nice. I'm going to rebend that front knee. Like you had a rope up here, you're going to lift yourself back up to your warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front knee. Again, both hands on your hips. We're going to step forward to a forward fold. Bend your knees. Nice. We're going to slide our hands under our feet. So your palms face up towards the ceiling, fingers face up towards your toes. You're going to slide your fingers underneath your feet so that your toes are right at your wrist creases. And then from here, you're going to pull your elbows out towards the side. Let your head be heavy. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. And release your grip. Heel toe your feet back together to touch. As you inhale, we'll find that halfway lift. As you exhale, we'll fold forward, both hands firmly on the mat. You can also use blocks here if you need the mat to be a little bit closer to you. What we're going to do is ground down through our left foot. Start to extend your right foot towards the back of the room so you're in a warrior three position. When you're ready, when you have your balance, maybe you peel your hands off of the block, bring your hands to heart center. Our goal here is to have square hips. Balancing on that standing foot, sending energy down towards the ground to find yourself parallel to the earth. Nice. Hug in your low belly and breathe. If you need a little bit of a challenge, you can reach your hands towards the front of your space. If you find this incredibly challenging and you need to reset, you can always bring your hands down to your blocks. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. Exhale, both feet together. Lower your torso down towards the earth for just one moment. And as you inhale, we're going to roll up to stand one vertebrae at a time. Nice. As you inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring those prayer hands down to your heart. We'll prepare for tree pose. So again, we're going to ground down through our left foot. Our right foot will be the working foot here. So for tree pose, I always like to start by coming up to the ball of my foot, lifting my heel off the mat, rotating my knee out towards the side of the room. This is a great place to be. You can stop here if this is challenging. Otherwise, you can bring your foot to the inside of your calf, balancing on one leg. If it feels better, you can bring your foot all the way to the inside of your thigh, press your thigh against your foot and your foot against your thigh so that you have a strong trunk of your tree. Once you have your balance, maybe you reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You can have cactus arms. You can keep it simple. Keep your hands at heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll take a big inhale here. Release your foot back down to the earth. Nice, you guys. If it feels good, you can shake it out. And then we'll step that right foot rather to the back of your mat. We're going to heel toe our left foot out to the edge of your mat for a lizard lunge. We're going to drop our back knee rather, untuck your toes. You can stay upright just like this, getting a big stretch out of your hips. If it feels good, you can come down to your forearms. You can put your forearms on a block and just stretch. I kind of like to rock from side to side here, bringing my attention directly to where I'm feeling the stretch and breathing into that space. Beautiful. We'll take one more big breath in. Big breath out. And then slowly start to walk your hands back up if they aren't up already, so your palms are on the ground. We're going to heel toe that left foot back to the center of your mat. Tuck your right toe, lift your knee off of the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right. You're in high plank position. Shift your weight forward. Find your chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Inhale, lift your left leg high. As you exhale, you'll step that left foot between your hands. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in here. Exhale for warrior two. Nice. You guys are warrior two pros by this time. Inhale, straighten that front knee. We're going to find our triangle pose, so you reach towards the front of your space. Rotate your arms so that they're at 6 and 12 o'clock. You can place your hand on your shin. You can place it on the inside of your thigh. That's really hard for me. My arms aren't quite long enough, so I start to scrunch in the side of my body. So I want to be lifted. I want to find equal space on the left and the right side of my body, so I like to use a block here. Do what feels right to you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Give yourself permission to be in one space at a time. Nice. You're gonna rebend that front knee. Reach up with your top arm. Find yourself in warrior two. Beautiful. We're gonna straighten that front knee. Hands at your hips. We're gonna step that right foot to meet your left, so you're in forward fold at the top of your mat. This time we're gonna place our hands underneath our feet, but from the back, so your fingers point towards the top of your space. Slide your fingers underneath your heel on both sides. You can wrap your elbows around your calves. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Beautiful. Take one more big breath here. As you exhale, we release our grip. This time, our right foot is going to be our standing foot. You're going to grab your blocks if you need them. Otherwise, just have your palms on the ground. We're going to start to levitate our left foot off of the mat. Find your modified warrior three to begin with. Hands on the ground. Once you have your balance, you feel like you have your breath in alignment, we'll slowly peel our hands off the block. Find heart center. Or find the position for your hands that really lights you up. Breathe here. Beautiful. Extension through the crown of your head all the way to your lifted heel, making a capital letter T. Take one more big breath. As you exhale, we'll come to a standing position. If it feels good, you can shake out your legs. Nice. Reach both arms up overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, both hands to heart center. Take a moment, close your eyes, soften your gaze. Just notice the difference between the left and the right side of your body. We're going to ground down through our right foot this time. Our left knee will be our working leg for tree pose. So you can start with your hands on your hips, hands at prayer position, whatever helps you feel balanced. Again, we're going to peel that heel off of the ground. You can place your left foot onto your calf. Open your knee out to the side. Really press your foot into your standing leg to create a bond. And let that bond help you feel balanced and stable. If it feels good, if you have your balance, maybe you shift your foot up to the inside of your thigh. This is hard for me today. And breathe here. If you have your balance and you want a little challenge, maybe you lift your hands. You can keep them at heart center. Another great challenge in this position is to close your eyes. It's very challenging to balance with your eyes closed. Nice. We're just avoiding our knee joint here. So we want to create a strong bond with our standing leg and our bent knee, but definitely don't want to create a knee joint pressure. Take a big breath in. Slowly peel your knee off of your leg or your foot off of your leg and set your left foot down to meet your right. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. As you exhale, you fold forward. Plant both hands onto your mat. We're going to step that left foot to the back of your mat. Heel toe your right foot out to the long edge of your mat. For lizard lunge, drop your back knee. Untuck your toes. Let your hips be heavy here. Big stretch in your hips. If it feels good, you can come down to your forearms. You can bring your forearms down to a block and breathe. Give yourself permission to feel. Give yourself permission to be still and be with your breath. We'll take one more big breath here. And then slowly start to walk your hands up so that you're in a wide lunge position. Heel toe that right foot back to the center of your mat. Tuck your left toes. Low lunge. And then shift your right foot to meet your left, high plank. Come down to your knees. Sit your hips on your heels. Again, find yourself seated. Very simple. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. There's no right way to breathe. There are lots of different techniques. There's no right way to be. There are lots of different opportunities and things that are thrown at our plate. I'll challenge you, encourage you to take it one step at a time, one breath at a time. Whenever you find yourself swirling in a big world of craziness, come back to here, this spot, this place, this feeling, just noticing your breath, being with yourself. We'll take one more big breath here. We're gonna shift our hips over to the side, just like we've done before, and then bring your feet towards the front of your space. I'm gonna turn this way here. You're gonna reach both arms up and overhead, sit up tall. Oftentimes it feels good to bend your knees here. So we wanna prioritize having a straight back over reaching your toes. So we're gonna reach up, and as you exhale, bring your heart a little bit closer to your knees. If this is where you are today, bring your hands down. If you can reach your toes, great, reach your toes. But breathe. Just a big forward fold. Prioritize feeling good over finding a form that might feel like perfect to you. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. We're going to bend our knees out towards the side, soles of the feet together for butterfly pose. We'll take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, same thing. Bring your heart a little bit closer to your feet. Press your knees out towards the side. Nice. If it feels good, you can close your eyes, soften your gaze. If it feels good, you can walk your hands a little bit further away from your body. Your next inhale will come back to center. Knees up. Again, we're gonna find that those Frankenstein arms, reach your fingers towards the front of the room and slowly roll all the way down onto your back. Knees point up towards the ceiling. Nice. Bear with me, I'm just changing our music here. All right. So you should be in a lying position. Your heels are close to your glutes, so close that you can touch them with the back of your fingers. Nice, you're gonna prepare for bridge pose. Your feet are hips width apart, your thighs are hips width distance apart. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna start to peel our hips off of the earth. Lift your hips closer towards the ceiling. Oftentimes our knees kind of splay out here a little bit. See if you can use your inner thigh muscles to pull your feet, your knees back together so they're hips width distance apart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly lower yourself back down to the mat. Right back into it. Press the mat away with your feet. Start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe once you get to the top. If it's part of your practice, you can snuggle your shoulders underneath your sternum, interlace your hands, and press your knuckles into the mat. Let that lift your hips and your heart a little bit higher. Nice, you guys. We're going to slowly lower down. If your hands are clasped release your clasp. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. You can rock from side to side, just massaging your low back. Slowly lower your feet back onto the mat. We're going to extend our right leg up towards the sky. And then bend your knee, place your ankle on top of your left thigh. So your legs are in a figure 4 position. We're taking supine pigeon today. We're going to take our hands, interlace them behind our left thigh, and then hug your thigh into your belly. Flex your feet are active. Press your knee out to your right knee out to the side. And notice where you feel the stretch. See if you can release. You can let go a little bit. Let that stretch penetrate a little bit deeper. Carry a lot of tension in our hips. So it's a great way to stretch them out. But as you're stretching here, notice if you're carrying tension anywhere else. Maybe it's in your face muscles, your shoulders. Can you release? Slowly lower your left foot back to the mat. Extend your right foot up towards the ceiling and then place it gently back down on the mat. If it feels good, you can windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Just release that stretch. Nice. You still that movement. Knees point up towards the ceiling. This time we'll extend our left foot up towards the sky. Left ankle crosses on top of your right thigh. So you're creating a figure 4 straight. You press that left knee out towards the side pretty strongly so you start to feel a glute stretch already. We're going to interlace our hands behind our right thigh, pull our knee into our chest, flex your toes. If it feels good, you can always press that knee out to the side if you need a little bit deeper stretch. This is enough for me. Start to remember all the sitting I've done. Start to remember all the ups and downs and walking and rocking and bouncing a baby. Just let that go. Let all that tension, all that stress sort of melt away in this posture. We'll take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly lower that right foot back to the ground. Extend the left foot up towards the ceiling one last time, and then slowly lower it back down to the earth. We're going to hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big, giant hug. Nice. From here, we'll bring our legs together, arms out at T position, supine twist. So we're going to let our knees drop over to the left. Keep your chest faced up towards the ceiling. If it feels good, you can look over towards the right. Just twisting our spine from the base all the way up to the crown of your head. And let your body start to feel heavy. Let gravity do the work here. And then we'll inhale back to center. Both knees hug in. And as you exhale, we'll drop our knees over to the right. Again, just give yourself permission to rest, to be still, to feel a stretch. You inhale back to center, both knees hug into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Last posture here, unless there's other things that you'd like to take, we're going to find happy baby. So your knees come down by your sides. Grab the pinky edge side of your feet. You can also grab your big toe if that feels good to you. And then press your knees down towards the earth. If it feels good, you can rock from side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. Your breaths become longer towards the end of class, more restorative. We'll take one more big breath here. Give yourself a hug one more time. Hug those knees into your chest. Squeeze in so tight. And as you exhale, we're going to extend our legs towards the end of our mat. For Shavasana, palms face up towards the ceiling traditionally. Toes flop out, heels together. If If it feels good, you can bring your hands to your belly, your hands to your heart. Let your eyes be heavy. Nice, you guys. Then scan your body from your toes to the crown of your head. You let it relax. Let your toes relax. Let your legs feel heavy. Your breath is natural. Your shoulders sink towards the earth. All those tiny little muscles on your face and your jaw, your brow, soften. And we reset in Shavasana, letting go of anything that's not serving us. Take a moment to rest here. I will guide you out of Shavasana when it's time. Start to bring awareness back to your breath. Bring little movements to little things, wiggling fingers and toes. Just enjoying the simplicity and beauty of Shavasana. When you're ready, take your time. We're gonna hug our knees into our chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And take a moment to pause here. Just curled up tight like a ball. And then slowly lower your knees to the left or the right. We'll find fetal position. So you're laying on the side of your body. You can lay on your arm as a pillow and pause. Take a moment in gratitude for our ability to breathe and move. To take it one breath to one movement. To slow down, to simplify. And even if that just means simplifying on the mat for you, that's great. Start there. We'll slowly press ourselves up to a seated position facing the front of your space. You can sit like I am, easy pose, Sukhasana, or you can sit up on your heels in Hero's Pose. Whatever is most comfortable. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Keep a soft gaze or close your eyes if you can. Take a big inhale. A big exhale. Beautiful. This time we'll reach our arms out to the side, up and overhead. Palms meet at the top. We'll draw those prayer hands down to your heart center. Press your thumbs against your sternum against your thumbs, and breathe in. Nice, you guys. We're gonna bring those prayer hands up to your forehead. Take a big breath in here. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. We'll bow forward. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me. I hope that you had a wonderful experience. Of course, if you have any questions or thoughts, you can always reach out to me. And until next time, have a beautiful day and keep it simple. Thanks.